What an interesting name to give a shop. The shop next door. It reminds me of an old film made in 1940. It stars James Stewart and Margaret Sullivan. It's called The Shop Around the Corner. It's about two people who work in the shop who don't know that they're sending pen pal letters to each other and falling in love. Meanwhile, when they meet in the shop face to face, they can't stand one another. And over the course of time, they discover that they've been writing to each other and have a very different view of each other because of what they've written. In fact, for most of the film, he knows that she's the woman he's been writing to, and it takes advantage of that fact. And it works out well. It's a good comedy romance, a real heartthrob. It was updated in 1998 in the film You've Got Mail, which I love. I love it every time I see it. And that it's slightly changed in that he is a owner of a chain of bookshops called Fox, and she owns a little shop. And the competition is such that her little shop closes down, and they don't know that they're emailing each other and falling in love. And like in the original, he discovers that it's her that he's been emailing but doesn't let on. And he's given her some advice before he finds this out, saying that she needs to confront this man, not knowing he is the man, and tell him what she really thinks, and even if it's rude. And of course she does this, and by the time she does it, he knows that it's her that he's been emailing, and she is rude back to him. And later on, he's sending her an email, still not owning up to the fact that it's him, saying that if she was rude, then it was probably deserved. In other words, he recognised his own insensitivity to her and realises that what she said to him, he deserved it. And at the end of the film is a real tear-jerker where they meet in the park, and he has told her what he's got his dog. I think it's called Rigsby or something like that. And you hear the dog barking, woof, 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 and he's shouting, Rigby, Rigby. And he comes round the corner of the bush and she sees him and she with a smile on her face and she realises who she's been emailing. And she starts to cry and says, I wanted it to be you. I wanted it to be you so badly. Because we all wanted it to be him. I love both films, and they are based on, I think it's a Hungarian play called Perfumery. Anyway, this particular shop behind me sort of reminded me of these with a name like that, the shop next door. And it's next door to Guys and Malls, ladies hairdresser, and it's also next door to the Teddy Bears Tea Room. Interesting names for these local businesses. I quite like old buildings, and as you can see there's a restaurant and wine bar across the road, and I have always thought that the building looks interesting. It's very nice inside as well. This is a small town called Chirk in North Wales. And as I say, if you're ever in Chirk, go to the Castle restaurant and wine bar.